Welcome back to another episode of Drunk Uncles. Yo, thanks for tuning in. Couldn't do it without you. I love y'all having here. Give you a little synopsis, let you know what you're in for today. We've got a real special guest. If you like a true underdog story, if you like to see where a man has lost it all to have to learn it all over again, to get it back, tried and true and triumph and overcome adversity, this is one of the most inspiring feel-good stories. My guy, Charlie Chucky Brown, we call him OG Chuck. He's Mexican OT's daddy. He comes in here, we come in here and we just... We talk shop. We shoot the shit back and forth. I mean, he lets me know, he was in prison for a long time, how he got out. Now he's a motivational coach. He's a weightlifting coach. He just tries to make people become the best version of himself because he's walked that kind of edge of a line before, teetering with the justice system and then getting rehabilitated and, coming back for it all. So if you like a true underdog story and a true inspirational message, I mean, it was one of the best podcasts I think I've ever been a part of. But before we get into it, before we get to OG Chuck, I want to let you know, listen, the show cannot be possible without you guys watching, okay? Without you guys watching, it wouldn't be possible without our sponsors sponsoring. So I'm going to throw one out here real quick. We've had them before in the past. I love them. It's if you're a working man, tune on in. If you're a working woman, tune on in. If you don't get your hands dirty, go ahead and keep scrolling. But listen here, look. Right now, if you use promo code Lazer on bruntworkwear.com. Look at these bad boys, son of a gun. This is the total optimization of comfort and security. It's like walking on a cloud, but it holds up against oil-based mud, slip-resistant, oil-resistant, non-marking, and really, they come in steel toe. This one's called the Marin, which is kind of like the Karen, but you put this up old Karen's ass. Because right now, Brunt's running a deal special for the working man. For guys listening to this podcast, okay? You use promo code Lazer and check out at bruntbootwear.com. You get you 10% off anything in the store. And honestly, it's a high-quality boot because the owner himself is a working man. And that's who he is, and that's who he cares about. And he really found a way to not sacrifice the safety and comfortability of the boot. Usually when you go for design, sleek design, comfortability, you lose a little bit in the safety department, but that ain't the case here. It's lightweight, slip resistant, oil-based resistant. I mean, if you're gonna go take it a squeeze and walk around in the mud, you might as well do it in these pairs of boots. Right now, use promo code Lazer at bruntbootwear.com. And when they ask you who sent them, just tell them it was us. Be a friend, tell a friend. But listen, let's get to it. Let's get to this episode. Hope you enjoy it. I met you. You started coming around the comedy scene there for a little bit with Kill Tony and shit. How'd you kind of fall in there, and how did that?
Bro, so we were doing ACL, and at this time, because I really don't watch a lot of podcasts or anything like that. I really don't have time for it. So I knew I recognized Tony's face, and I saw how happy he was to be greeting my son. So I was like, I just watched their interaction, and then I was like, hey, come on stage with us. So actually, me and Tony kicked it as just normal human beings because I had no idea who he was. Yeah. And
it's always better that way.
Yeah, and I don't fan out on people, dude. You know the type of people I fan out on, or like the guy from the Shoot 'em Elizabeth from the alligator, the swamp guys.
Troy Landry.
Yeah, dude. So I ran into the old boy with the suspenders in Baytown, Texas, and I was like, dude, I gotta get a picture with you. Man. I'm sorry.
Yeah. It's fun.
Those are the kind of guys that I fan out on because they're just, they're
real authentic.
Yeah, people ain't doing that.
No.
But neither people doing what you guys are doing.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's just different. But either way, so Tony and I went on stage. We had a fucking blast. And then we started periodically running into each other. He invited me to the show. And then that's just really, I didn't even know this was going on in Austin. I'm here.
You'd been here.
Yeah, and I've been here since, moved here originally in 95. I moved to Westminster with a fight team to Colorado for 4 years, came back.
You were boxing up there or what?
Yeah. And it just make the transition into mixed martial arts because when I started fighting, it was like my discipline against your discipline.
Sure, it wasn't so broad back then.
Nowadays, kids are starting at where I finished at.
Yeah, and doing every discipline known to fucking man.
And it just kind of gelled it all together and just, the Gracies, they changed that with the jiu-jitsu.
With the grappling.
It just evolved so immensely. But yeah, man, just running into Tony, and then just going to the gigs and just chopping it up with people, you know.
Speaking of that fanboy shit, though, I went to the PBR shit the other day, and I met JB Mooney.
Dude, he's a gangster, bro.
Dude, that boy's different. But I've been watching since I was a kid. So when they like, hey, he's gonna do a little interview on camera with you, and I shook his head, and he goes, they go, JB, this is late. He goes, I know who that is. He knew I was, and I was like, oh shit, I froze up. That was the only time I'm like, damn, starstruck, you know?
Yeah.
But
that's always the coolest shit, bro. Especially when it's somebody like, I mean, because JP Moody, man, he was. I mean, dude, he just a good old country boy. Yeah, I mean, because I grew up in the country, so I appreciate country values, you know, and that's really what I fell in love with Austin about. You know, Austin is a city where it's still a city, but it still has a community feel to where everybody knows everybody.
Yeah, it's still small town vibes, big city living.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, let me make sure that's one thing. All right, but so. How old are you, first off?
I'll be 51 in December.
That's fucking retarded.
Yeah, 1974.
And you're lifting and you're fucking...
Yeah, I do full body training every day. Yeah.
Damn, dude, 50 fucking one.
And you know what? I feel like it's a brand new prime for me. I feel like I primed out. I mean, I feel way better than I did at 40. But at 40, I had just shattered my kneecap. You know, I was just going through injuries. And really didn't train for almost about 3 years for that. So that's the first 3 years of my life since I was about 9 or 10 years old that I didn't do anything.
You just had to recover that leg and stuff?
Yeah, and then in 19 to 20, they had sent me back to prison. That's when I really just focused on nothing but body weight again. And
how many times you been to twice?
I went once on my original case from 01 to 08.
How old were you then?
26 to 33.
Damn, that's a good little fucking time period.
Yeah, bro, and that was one of the most embarrassing experiences of my life, but at the same time, I was completely grateful for the entire experience because it taught me how to be more of a thinker. If that's crazy, because I was a straight gorilla before I went to prison, and I handled every situation with violence, you know. And I mean, I'm never had a dope case in my life. I'm considered a violent offender.
Can you say what you did? Is that?
Yeah, it's aggravated assault. Unfortunately, I pray for both of these guys every day. I stabbed one of my victims 28 or 29 times, and then the other one 8 times. And you know, the circumstances were life lesson. You know, it was definitely a life lesson. So, you want to hear about it?
Yeah, fuck yeah. This is why I got you on, baby. I just want to hear your story, man.
So, 2001, I was going through, you know, I was bouncing 2 relationships. You know, I was together with them for almost 2 years at one point, and then it just started getting rocky. And I remember, you know,
I can cut it.
One of them said, you know, I don't want to share you anymore. And I was like, okay. She's like, if I hear you hanging out with her or doing anything, I'm going to go do my own thing. And in my mind, I'm like, yeah, fucking right. I'm the man. Everybody knows I'll fucking kill him.
Yeah.
You know, I'm fucking kill you because that was my go-to. You know, I was just super aggressive because, you know, the lifestyle I was living at the time, you just couldn't be nice. And during that time period, people weren't, you know, all this friendly stuff now about hurting feelings. Like nobody gave a fuck about your feelings.
No, they stood on their ground on that shit.
And like, you know, because in my world, in my battle, get you killed. You know, and so there's no such thing as, you know, saying, man, my bad, bro, my bad. You know, it just wasn't a thing back then. And well, anyway, she heard that I went and did this, and she went and did her own thing, and I remember I just went to the valley, me and my homeboy. I just picked up a load. We had been awake all night, followed the drivers back, came back, unloaded everything, and I told my homeboy, I was like, man, I'm going to go pick up breakfast and surprise her, you know. And so as I go in, I threw the key on the door, and it's the inside bolt lock, and I could hear the voice inside, and I thought maybe it was her brother because he would come into town and go to the club. Because at this time, we had Miguel's La Bodega where the Kill Tony band on the horns. They used to all play there at my place. So anyway, I knew something wasn't right.
So you still had a key to her house at this point, right?
Our house. Yeah.
Oh, okay, so that makes it a little more justifiable in that sense. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
it's not like you just walked in.
Where I made a mistake is so I kicked the door open. she had just a towel on. She falls down the towel. She's laying there naked, and I see these two dudes in the house. And like I was already not. Look, I was on trend, test.
Oh yeah, you're a fucking gator to
coke.
the gills. Yeah.
Bro, I was
You're a ticking time
I was like
bomb.
255 back then, and I was not like I'm 200 right now, and like
You were 255.
255 legs yoked. I mean, I was
You're only like 5'7", 5'8", ain't it?
5'8",
5'8". That's fucking
yeah.
hickory, baby.
And fucking yeah, I was yoked
A unit.
up, bro. I mean, I was working out with like 400 pounds, like just pressing it out for reps. Squatting, I was squatting like 450 working out. But I mean, even at 220, I was still lifting that kind of weight when I got home. But anyway, so I go in, we get into it. I got the dude down on the ground. He's holding my legs. I'm spanking on him. And remember, I'm yoked up. His homeboy tries to jump and I'm just throwing him off
With
me.
one hand, yeah.
Yeah, I just throw him off me, and we're in this doorway. And then I remember our neighbor comes out, and she looked at her, and she's like, "Do you want me to call the cops?" And I remember looking at her, and she went, and I was like, "All right, I'm done. Let go." I was like, because anytime if you're willing to call the laws on me, it's over. There's no coming back from that one.
Yeah.
And so I was willing to let it go. And so as he jumped up and I turned around to walk away, he's like, "You didn't even whoop me, bitch."
Oh no.
And I just turned around and I was like, "Well, you're dead."
Christ almighty, dude, we have an episode brewing here. But before we get a little deeper into the mix, before we get deeper down or into the depths of the bowels of hell, I want to, look, we can't do this show without sponsors. And Zippix, they're paying me real good, and I really do like this product, okay? They're a Zippix is a nicotine toothpick. They got some with B12 with no nicotine, but I like the ones with nicotine because, honestly, I'm tired of walking around smoking the douche flutes. I'm tired of the cucumber watermelon, the Japanese cherry blossom, the fruity roo poo. I hate it all. This right here is sweet wood. A simple taste of mint, cinnamon, and everything in between. Got a little bit of nicotine, you get that slight little buzz when you get that little drinking. Right when you get in that little flow state, right when you get down yonder, you need something a little pick me up, a little step to put you back in the game. You get you a Zippix toothpick. Listen, just use promo code Lazer, okay? At Zippix, at ZippixToothpicks.com. Use promo code Lazer. You get 10% off. And they're not very expensive. They're just toothpicks. So use my promo code. Buy them from the site. Walk around. Don't be that guy that drives a Subaru and smokes, moon pie puff. You don't want to be moon pie puff. You want to be the guy with smooth wood. That's ZippixToothpicks.com. Use promo code Lazer, get you 10% off at checkout. And listen, it helps me help y'all. Don't be the guy driving the Subaru smoking the Moon Puff Pop Pie. You don't want that. So, anyways, let's get back to it.
Back. And I've never been a man to threaten anybody because I never wanted to say, "Oh, I want to kill you," because now I have to do it or I look like a bitch.
Yeah.
And I never want to put myself in a position to look like a bitch. I'm 51 years old. Not one single person in my life can ever say that I called them and said, "Hey, I need you to come get my back." Because if I need you to come get my back, that means I put myself in a situation I can't handle by myself.
Yep.
And I've never been in those situations. I've always been, I never really just had a lot of problems with people, bro. People do test me quite a bit, which is shocking. But, I try to be submissive, because.
When you say test you, like now in life, like.
Oh, yeah.
Give me a circumstance. Because I know I get times, there's times I feel like this motherfucker shouldn't be talking to me this way.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like I came from the oil field where if you had a disagreement, you went on the edge of location, you beat the fuck out of each other. But in comedy, there's sometimes it's not that same realm where if we have a disagreement, we should walk outside and fight.
Yeah, because these people ain't built like that no more, bro. You know what?
Bro.
Well, because there's no accountability today. If I start holding somebody accountable, you know what they act like? I'm attacking them.
Yeah, bullying.
I'm like, bro, how am I attacking you when I couldn't have even said this unless you just had done it? And how I just watched you do this.
Yeah.
I'm not fabricating anything.
I'm calling you out.
I'm calling you out on this shit, and you acting like I'm attacking you. If you don't want to be you don't want to be called a hoe, well, don't do hoe ass shit.
It's soft.
My son's whole life, man, his whole life, I wanted to be his best friend, and I couldn't be my son's best friend because I had to be his father. And, you know, he's just like any other kid. He used to do some whole ass shit.
Yeah.
And I'd have to fuck him up.
Yeah.
But I would sit him down and put him in my, and I'll be like, son, so if I was you and you were me and I did this to you, what would you do? He was like, I'd spank you.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, dude, if I don't spank you right now, you're going to think I'm a bitch and you're going to think it's okay to do bitch ass shit.
Yeah.
So I have to, I have to fuck you up.
You gotta check him.
And I'd bust his motherfucking ass, and you know, and then fucking, I'd give him a hug and be like, dude, I love you, man, but there's no way that I'm gonna let you grow up and be a hoe ass man, a disrespectful man. Like, you know, my son is a, I mean, his energy is my energy, bro. Like he's well respected because he knows how to communicate. He knows how to be respectful. He knows the mannerism a man should have. When you greet a man, you stand up and shake his hand. When you walk into a room, you take your hat off. You know, when you meet a woman, you get up, you hold the doors for him. You know, my son was 3-4 years old, and he'd hold the doors open and say, you know, ladies always come first.
And to that testament, that point, like, you can feel that authenticity shit in his music. You know
Absolutely.
what I'm saying? Before you even meet him, because I've still never met him in person, but just his demeanor of how he walks and how he raps and just see him in interviews, it's just like, oh, that's that shit instilled inside of you.
And you know what it is because when I went to prison, I left this vibrant 4-year-old boy, and then I came home to a broken 11-year-old.
That's a pivotal time in a kid's life,
and
too.
I was like, it was my fucking job to make him believe in himself so fucking much the world had no choice.
Be undeniable.
And ever since he was young, that's what I would tell him. I'm like, son, first of all, I need your foundation just to be a good human being. I don't give a fuck if you're a success or a failure. Let your foundation be a good human being. Then just outwork everybody. That's it. Find something you love and just outwork everybody. You know, like his when I came home, man, you know, I remember him coming to visit me in prison, and you know, he was like, look, Dad, and I was like, man, what the fuck is that? And he's like, so-and-so put a cigarette out on me. You know, it's one of his mom's boyfriends at the time, and I was like, what the fuck? Why? And, you know, he's like 7 years old at this time, 6 or 7. And he's like, he said, if I cry, I'm a sissy. And I said, did you cry, son? He's like, nope. I said, good boy. I said, I'll take care of him when I get home. And you know what? I was making a plan, because I would make plans to everything, how I was going to do it, everything. And I planned on getting him. I was going to kidnap him, keep him for about a year, feed him and everything, just torture him, and then get rid of him. You know, and God is so good, man, that God took care of it for me. He gave that guy 2 6-year aggravated sentences, and he'll never be free again. You know, because he was a piece of shit, bro. And you know, those kind of circumstances for me as a father, dude, it fucking broke me, because I was helpless to protecting him. You know, I couldn't be there to protect him. You did, and then when his mother passed away, a drunk driver killed her when he was 9. And, you know, like, dude, I can't even begin to imagine how broken my son was at this time. You know, I can't even imagine that he's still not broken from it. You know, you can hear it in his music, bro. Like, you know, I tell everybody, you know, look how badass my son is right now, and everything he's doing is from pain. Wait till he finds happiness.
And pain.
Wait till he finds happiness, you know? And, but anyway, like, you know, just, bro, just, man, the hardest thing in the world is, you know, because you're in the jungle. You're in the jungle, and it's like I was in no minimum security units. I was in high security every single one. I did the majority of my time. I only did like 8 months of minimum custody. The rest of the time I did in medium custody, close custody, high security, and seg. And I've never been gang related in my life. Every Mexican organization tried to scoop me up, and I would tell them, you know, con todos respetos, with all due respect, I don't have enough time. But in my mind, I'm like, how the fuck am I supposed to listen to you? You know, and I know I'm smarter than you. You know, it's hard for me to follow anybody, because I've always had leadership in me. And for every man or every boy and every girl in my family, that's what I tell them. I was like, you are born from leadership blood. And I'll elaborate a little bit of on that later, because
Geronimo.
these are my descendants, the Apaches, you know. And I'm just finding all that out. You know, I've always been a super spiritual human being. You know, and in prison I studied 6 or 7 different religions: the Catholicism, Christianity, baptism, Judaism, Taoism, Buddhism, and I studied the Quran. I try to learn how to read and write Hebrew and Arabic. To learn it properly. And I spent almost a year in each of these. And a few of them I did them, you know, at the same time. But others I really wanted to like indulge in, just to make sure that where my spirit is, that's what I align with. And you know, Christianity is for me. I don't push my religion or my spirituality on anybody, but Jesus Christ, who walked the earth, died on the cross, and rose in 3 days, who now sits at the right hand of God, is my Lord and Savior.
There you go. Amen.
And that's where I feel. That's where I feel my most the presence at.
Like pull, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because and he's just been too evident in my life for me to deny it, bro.
Yeah.
Like I could, and you know what? They make me. You know what? Because it's in the end of times, they're gonna make you believe that I don't exist. And it's that time right now, bro, because they make me question everything, because I am from native, right? And the Native Americans were like the land, the sun, the trees, and all of that is true. But like, I just have a feeling that when we get to heaven, brother, that there's going to be all kind of religions up there.
Yeah.
You know, who's to say mine's the coolest or mine's the realest, because they all had like the same paths, just different ending
They're
names.
derived from the same passage to some avail.
You know, and it's just, and it's, see, man, we taint everything. Human beings taint everything. So, I don't know, man. It's real tricky, and I just follow the spirit, bro. And I've always been super intuitive. So when, a lot of times when we're on tour, excuse me, I would be interacting with the fans, and sometimes my spirit takes over and I don't even know what I'm saying, and they're like, "Oh my God, I needed to hear that today."
Yeah, dude, you've said some very inspirational shit to me in just the small passings that we had, to the point where I was like, "A guy's walking on a different frequency."
Yeah,
and I wanted to ask you this, to pertaining back to when you get sentenced and you have to go to jail.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, look, that's 7 years, 8 years. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So how does coming where you're at, the shit that you had done and shit like that, you could have gone a lot of different ways when you got into that system, but I feel like you actually got rehabilitated to a means of which I've never seen before. So how do you, because time can be a prison, because time is your mind trapping you in. And you're saying you're studying different religions, get spiritual. What is that mindset going in, and when did that just kind of like, hey, you know what, I'm gonna make the best of a bad situation, and really.
My first year, dude, I went through all kind of depression. So I went in yoked up at like 255, and I had dropped down to like, I think I was like 198. I was like what I weigh now, about 198, but it wasn't the same. I was not. I felt I was broken emotionally, spiritually, mentally, and physically. And then I remember one day just waking up, and I was like, how am I going to be better? How is this never going to fucking happen again? So once I got past the pain of, I just lost everything. You hit
motherfucking rock bottom.
Yeah, bro.
And you just said, I can't go no deeper. I didn't have bedrock. It's up from here.
I mean, because people think you can't go from the pan to the fire, but it can get hotter. It can get hotter. So it's all the circumstance, because mind is all mentality. You can wake up and just think, I don't give a fuck about today. I ain't gonna do shit. Because that's why I tell everybody, you know what the toughest motherfucker in the world is to me? A broke motherfucker that wakes up and stays in bed every day. You know how many men do that? A broke motherfucker that wakes up every day and stays in bed. That's a tough motherfucker, bro. Because I'm going to get up and bleed my knuckles and make something shake every day, bro. I left a job because by trade I'm an I&E tech, making a phenomenal amount of money. And I just couldn't do it, man. I just don't want to clock into somebody else's clock. I'd rather have 5 or 6 hustles that I'm happy doing every day.
You like the drive.
Mm-hmm.
Because the drive, the commotion, all the madness.
Bro, when God created us, he created us in his image, right? And if we're created in God's image, then that makes us God-like. because we are creators. And if you're not being creative in your life, you're not being the best human being, the best spirit
best
man
version of you
that you could be. Because if you're clocking in somebody else's job, you're fulfilling their creativity, their dream. And yeah, that's good for you. Because we need bricks to the pyramids. We do need those. But not for me, because I'm going to live in what I was created to be. Like, I know my purpose on this planet is for leadership. And what do leaders do? They build leaders.
Yeah.
I don't want to build followers. I want leaders to be around me. You know, we could be in a room full of all men, right? And in every single one of these men's lives, they're a king, right? So how do you judge a king? By his court. So you have kings who keep jesters around to feel like a king, and then you have kings who keep kings around to know he's a king. So when a man or a king is in a room full of kings, the kings always know who the king of kings are. You don't have to go around. So it's usually the kings who got jesters that are running around talking about, I'm that king, I'm that king. You know, and if you have to sell yourself like that, I'm not going to buy it, you know.
If you have to tell me you're a lion, you're not a lion.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. And it's just your energy is the presence that you carry, because energy is the action of what you have done your entire day, every hour, every second of every day of your life, right? And that should be something you either believe in yourself or you don't. Because if you don't believe in you, how is anybody else? How is your woman, your kids, your employer, your employees? How is anybody going to believe in you if you don't believe in you, right? That's why I tell you, when I meet all these kids and, they're, I went to, this boys' home in Salado, Texas, about a month ago to go speak with these kids. They've been through all kind of, abuse, every level of abuse you can imagine. And, I saw so much of my son in them when I went to go meet him. It was literally broke my heart for him. Because, there's a point in your life, there was a point in my life where we were helpless. We couldn't defend ourselves. So we were easy to victimize. It's easy to victimize somebody who's helpless, right? Who can't defend themselves. But then came that day, just like I told these kids, I'm like, but there's going to come that day when you say, I refuse to ever be a victim in my life again.
Draw a line in the sand.
Yeah. And then once you make that decision in your life, it's not about just fighting. It's also about being able to forgive. It's also about being able to live with the pain that you have endured. Because one thing about life, bro, because as soon as I got home, I put myself and my son in therapy. And, fortunately, I come from an amazing family, bro. Like a supportive family, and man, I've always been an outlaw, never been a villain, but in my mother's eyes, I can't do no wrong.
Yeah.
You know
Mama
what I'm saying?
love you.
My mom will kill for me, bro.
Yeah, my mom's the same way.
Yeah, bro. She loves me to death. And, my father, he's the most dependable human being I know. I get into a story with showing you how dependable he is. Like, man, he hasn't always, because when I would try to wrestle or box or shadow and be playful with my father growing up, he'd grab me and say, son, men don't play. Men don't play. So in my mind, I was like, fuck that. I ain't never getting old. So I never want to get old.
Yeah.
And then all those years in prison, you go from 26 to 33. I didn't really emotionally grow that much, but I grew in different areas. I learned how to be a politician in prison. Because you can't just go get into a fight with somebody.
Oh, you have to maneuver different in there.
It's ridiculous to me. It's almost laughable the way that they do it, but it's what works for them. And hey, y'all are gonna be there, so make it work.
Yeah.
Because I ain't coming back. I ain't going there. So, but yeah, man, just the politics in there. It taught me how to be more political, so it taught me how to be able to communicate. Because before, if I was gonna raise my voice, to me, I might as well just fucking try to knock you out. Because why should I be that emotional with a man? I argue with my woman because I can't beat her up.
Yeah.
But I can whoop you.
Yeah. Well, I don't even need to waste my breath.
Yeah, no. So why, and especially if I'm going out of my way to be, submissive and cordial and respectful. Because when I meet people, I go into every situation trying to build a bridge. So why would you stop that?
Yeah.
And if so, then allow me to hug you, say I love you, but I'm gonna love you from way over here, and I'm okay with that.
Was it Tupac who said, just because I don't want to eat with you just because I don't want you at my table don't mean I want you to eat, but I got to love you from afar.
That's right. That's right.
You want to smoke? Let's pop that joint. Want that joint? You good? Talk to me here, huh?
You got a lighter?
Let me go get one real quick.
You got an ashtray?
Yeah, I'll bring an ashtray. All right.
Bro, I like this setup.
Hey, it ain't bad. I'm still trying to rearrange and I want to do shit with that thing, but I was having trouble because I put that up, and that used to be like where a couch was. Yeah. But that backdrop was getting me in trouble on YouTube. I couldn't get anything to go.
Oh, with the chicks?
See it or something. I don't fucking know. So you grow, you become the version of yourself. Make do with your time that you had in there. Well, and you get So
what I did was, I literally, you know what? It was a woman. So I had went in, and in my mind, I was like, okay, what do I have to do to make her love me again, right? So for every man, every if you look, every fight story, every fighting movie or every movie about a fighter, look at Rocky, look every movie. It's always a man fighting for a woman. You know what? Because no matter how much money you make, no matter how much you accomplish in the day, your reward is a woman.
Yeah. Yeah.
The reward is a woman, bro. The love making, the nurturing, it's a woman. And so everything I remember growing up and seeing Conan the Barbarian, seeing Arnold Schwarzenegger on his throne with this big ass sword, and one chick on one leg like this and the other chick like this, and they're looking at him like he's God. And I was like, that's who I want to be when I grow up.
Yeah.
And I've always had that perspective in my mind, like that's who I want to be. I want alpha. What I got to be? What do I got to do to be an alpha? I got to train. I got to work hard. I got to be productive. I got to be dependable. So I start thinking of all these things. So in prison, I remember I had this one chick, and she said, Carlos, I bet you can have any woman in the world, but I bet you can't keep her. And also in prison, you're like, again, you have nothing but time. You're not making memories in prison. You have nothing but time to think about all of this stuff. In prison, I never thought about the pussy I fucked. I thought about all the pussy I passed up. So, scenarios like this woman saying, I bet you can have any woman you want, but I bet you can't keep her. So I was like, all right. So I took that as super charming, no character. How do I fix that? Right?
Yeah.
Because charm will get you in the house, but only character will build it. You did?
Yeah.
And so I can get in any house, but how am I going to stay there? I had to learn these things, because as dependable as my father was, he never taught me the right way to be in a relationship, And he taught me how to be dependable, though.
Yeah.
And, like my mother, I don't know, man. All adult trauma stems from childhood trauma.
I 100% agree with that.
And like, man, I have all these problems with my relationships because, man, as much as I love my parents, man, they just showed me a poor example of how to be in a relationship. And even though they were so dependable to me as a child, because my mom put the kids before she even put my husband, which to me is completely wrong. She should have put my father first because that's the king.
Yeah.
And I used to think I got my work ethic from my father because he works his ass off. But man, my mom was out working him because she'd go to work with him. They worked in the same plant. She just was in this area. He was in this area. They come home together, but she would cook, clean. Bro, my sheets were creased. My pajamas were creased. My underwears were creased.
Let's go.
She hand sewed all of our clothes growing up. I thought we were rich, bro. I was shopping at Kmart growing up as a kid.
Yeah.
And my dad would get shoes and kind of just get colorful laces or whatever to jazz them up
Just
for
to
us.
jazz it up. Yeah.
And like, man, like my life growing up, bro, as a kid, I had all the support from a mother and a father and uncles and aunts and cousins, and had a huge family, and everybody did everything together. And it was I had a great childhood. I remember, being at like events though. My uncles would always want all the cousins. I had all boy cousins, so they'd wrestle up the steers and put us on the steer, and we'd hold on to the hair, and so we're bucking steers in the ranch. We'd play football. They'd have us boxing against each other, and I remember my grandfather looked at me as being soft because I never wanted to hit any of my cousins back. But I was just compassionate, you know what I'm saying? I remember my brother and sister being sick, and I'd stand by their bedside vigilantly crying for them because I knew they were in pain.
Yeah.
And
big heart.
Yeah,
big heart.
It's always been. My son's the same way, bro.
Yeah.
And like, I had to lose that because I remember going from a Christian school in 5th grade, going to the public school in 6th grade. And I just wanted to be friends with everybody, bro. And dude, it was in the 80s, nigga. And everybody's a bully. But you know what? I love and appreciate every single one of my bullies to this day. My bullies are some of my best friends since childhood right now.
Really?
Yeah, you know what I tell them? But I'll fuck you up today. Right? I said, but thank you for building this animal, bro.
Thanks for callousing me over.
Man, I remember, I'm gonna say it, Hump, we called him Psycho, and then Marvin, we called him Pookie. And man, they were the biggest bullies in the school, bro. But at this time it was a little country school. Literally, there was like 6 black kids that all went to school with me. Mm-hmm. Handful of Mexicans and pretty white, but everybody was, there was no, I don't know. For the kids, there was no segregation, but it was still very segregated at that time.
Yeah.
So this is the early 80s, and, R.I.P. Black T, he just passed away, but I remember before he would get in fights, he'd pray and be like, please, Lord, give me the strength to 7 brought-back slaves. I remember my homeboy praying this before he'd go and get into a fight. We'd go to their houses, and it'd be the same, because crack was a huge epidemic at this time. And, I'd go to their house, and there'd be a cold box of oatmeal for weeks at a time. And I would, I didn't want to embarrass them, so I would just invite them over. But this is before we got cool. These motherfuckers jumped me when we got off the bus in the 6th grade. And, they had a Michael Jackson belt with the spikes on it, man. They sit there and whoop me and whoop me for about 5 or 10 minutes, man. I just cried, and but I never fought back. And I remember my best friend, John Connell, R.I.P. John Connell, Jason Connell. He's on his 31st year of prison right now. Those were my 2 best friends growing up. And man, I remember crying, and John was pissed off at me. He's like, bitch, why the fuck are you crying? And I was like, I couldn't say shit. And he's like, you can't cry. You didn't even fucking try to fight back. You didn't even try. And dude, that resonated in me and resonated in me and it resonated in me. And I was like, dude, I didn't even fucking try. And so, man, the next day, right after that, fucking on the bus, here we go again, picking on me, and I just stand up and fucking stab him in the face with a pen, and there you go. And that really was the beginning of them not fucking with me no more, because then I'm gonna fight back now.
Yeah.
And so in fighting back, I developed a different mind frame. So I had to ignore my the being kind, even though I just wanted to be nice with everybody, bro. And
I feel like it took you to a place. My mom says this all the time. She's like, don't take my kindness for weakness.
Yeah, don't take the meekness as weakness.
Once you drew that line and you hit back, you know what I'm saying? It's like a lot of people, they got victim mentalities. You know what I'm saying? And they thrive in that. Whereas like, yo, Yeah.
Dude, especially today because there's no accountability,
Exactly.
right?
No one. Like,
So everybody, look, you know how many times people was try to start shit with me, and then when I react to it, they're like, "Oh my god, why? You know, why are you so surprised that you just fucking
don't poke the bear?"
Yeah, why?
Yeah.
You know, and it just blows my mind, especially women. Women are they're the craftiest with it.
Dude, that shit's psychological warfare, though, dude. They make you do some because the most like you were saying, all the most fucked up situations in my life has pertained predominantly to something with a fucking woman, some toxic shit. Now, I ain't never hit no woman or nothing, but I have found myself alienating friends, family behind good pussy. You know what I'm saying?
Bro,
So
and you know what? It's because they have their own insecurities, and so where they draw wedges, try to make wedges here and there, right? And like I'm like, dude, and it's taken a long time for me to really understand that because bro, I love the comfort of my woman. I love being able to come home, fucking spoon, watch movies, rub fucking feet.
yeah.
I mean, why do I want to hang out with a bunch of dudes all the time when I could come and do this?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, so I mean, I love my boys. Don't get me wrong. I love my boys, and like it's healthy, but that's why I stay in the gym. That's why we go hunting. That's why we do shit together. You know what I'm saying? Like that's also vital. But man, it's just, yeah, man. You just see, man don't argue with other men because they know the reaction of that.
Yeah.
And women, they act blind to it, you know, and I don't know, they're just. Even my mom. So when I came home from prison, my mom was like, "Son, please don't beat up Pete." Right? It's my mom's new husband, which I've learned so much about being meek from him. Man, I've learned a lot from Pete. Pete, I love you to death. Mom, I love you to death. Dad, I love you to death. But you know, when she said that, I remember asking my mom. I was like, "Mom, are you happy?" Because when I left, my mom and dad were together since they were like 15 and 16, or maybe 13 and 14 even. And so I'm always been super protective of my mom, you know, like, you know, every boy's first crush is his mother.
Yeah.
He loves his mom, you know what I'm saying? And I remember once I was getting to know Pete, after about a year, I was at the point where I was like, Pete, you got to fucking start defending yourself. She's going to run over you. If you don't start fucking defending yourself, bro.
Hey, dude, you're going to have to tote a little dick around here.
Dude,
pull your pants up, dude, and act like you're fucking.
Yes, but he's just such a meek human being. You know, he's so unconfrontational, bro. Like, he does not want confrontation at all. And like he just wants to get along with everybody. So like I get that side of him, you know, but I also get the side that won't allow you to make it realistic living like that.
Yeah.
Because who cares how kind you are if you're not a threat?
Yeah, because then you're just you know, you're a woman at that point. Yeah, and I hate to say it like that, but I mean, like you're
really a bitch.
You're kind of like, yeah, hey, you're good at keeping the peace, but I need somebody to go to war with.
Yes, and like you know what, it's. A woman could say, yeah, she will, but how is a woman really going to fucking respect a man that she can't believe that's going to be able to defend her?
How do you raise someone's child like that? How do you have a household? How do you? I see some of these women, and I'm just kind of like,
well, you know what? No offense to single moms, but there's no way a woman can show a boy how to be a man. She can show a boy how to receive love from a woman, but all of these women are creating dependent man they're going to depend on a woman for the rest of their life. So once their mother dies, they're going to need a woman to tell them what to do, what to wear, what to eat, because that's how she groomed them her whole life.
Yeah.
And so women are only grooming men that are going to need other women. And it's like, I'm like, you didn't raise a man, you raised a bitch.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, you know.
And there's some tough moms out there, and you can show them as what you can show them, but you need sometimes you got to get in trouble and have your daddy beat the shit out of you.
Every male needs some type of man influence, some masculine influence in his life. Because remember, if you're not a threat, who cares how fucking nice you are?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think truer words been spoken, to be honest.
Like, I don't respect you.
Yeah. If you're just, because
I do respect you.
You're a pushover, though.
But I only respect you for exactly what you are. I treat and handle everybody for who they are. Does that make sense?
That makes a lot of fucking sense.
And I respect everybody equally. Yeah. But I will walk over other people more than others.
Yeah.
And that's why I think accountability is so immense in for me in my life. Because if you don't hold me accountable, because I'm going to hold you accountable, but if you don't hold me accountable, I will cut every corner and I'm going to walk all over you.
Yeah. I'm going to take advantage of you. Yeah.
And like I am very vocal about that because I want people to know how serious I am about that.
Yeah.
Hold me accountable, because holding me accountable forces me to be my best.
You got to be better. Yeah, 100%. And people find solace in that, and others, like some of them, I know guys date women because, you know, there's the thing. I think when I'm gonna ask you this, because I feel like we have some kind of the same dynamics when it comes to like loving women and like treating a woman and shit like that. So I want to ask you this. So I grew up religious. You know, Catholic, Baptist, whatever, and you know, everything it's monogamous. Okay, and I, as I get older, start to realize some things where I'm like, are we actually monogamous creatures? Okay, because we're the only mammals outside of penguins and dolphins that mate for life. Okay, everything else is natural. But anyways, what I'm getting at is, the serotonin dopamine drop that kicks in for the first time that you sleep with a woman or a partner that you've been after for a little while, that first intimacy, honeymoon phase, that first week, weekend, whatever you may spend and do, that is the highest endorphin drop in your brain of serotonin, that it will never be that ever again. And then as you go along with this person, that'll never achieve that amount of what you love, or you know. So does that mean we're not supposed to be with one person for the rest of life? Or is that what really love is being to cut off that urge when shit isn't always fucking butterflies? Is that what true love is? Is it self-sacrifice?
I've never made it that far.
That's what I'm saying. I'm getting hung up on it, and it's starting to fuck me up a little bit.
And you know what, bro? It's unfortunate because I've honestly have sabotaged everything that's been great in my life.
Me too.
And it's not on purpose. It's just, bro, I've never been taught this. I've never seen anything successful that I wanted to emulate, right? So when I see Conan the Barbarian, that's easy to want to emulate. When I see fucking, what else? When I see Rocky, that's easy to emulate. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to the balance, I'm still learning right now.
Yeah.
You know, I'll be 51. I'm still learning. And you know, I told my son, I was like, hey son, you know, I even apologized to him. I was like, man, I am sorry that I've never been a good example of showing you how to be in a successful relationship. But I'll show you how to run through these holes though.
Yeah. Hey, let's get into him a little bit. Cause we got super deep there, and that weed's really good.
Yeah.
So you come home, he's 11.
Yeah.
Right? And then you said you went back one more time?
From 19 to 20, I got, because I caught a case in prison. I knocked out a lieutenant, beat up a CO5 flush, and a quarter-pound draw on 2 cell phones in prison.
Oh, shit.
And at that time, they were giving like 90, 99-year sentences for cell phones.
Oh,
and
shit.
I was like, I'd rather take an assault case, another assault case, and fucking, than a phone case.
Phone case, yeah, shit.
So I'm flushing everything. Beat up the CO5, running out of the cell, hit the lieutenant, knock him out. Bro, I'm diving. I'm on 3 Road 324. We're in this Darrington, so I'm all the way in the corner. Man, I'm running across. They started calling me Spider-Man after this because I dove head first, fucking with the charger in my mouth. Because back then the phones had big chargers and there was two little razor phones. Yeah. So I had both of the chips, you know, because you had to have the SIM card. So I had those in my mouth, so they didn't have no evidence that those phones were connected to me. So I flush them. I dive off, man. All my skin's ripped off my forearms because I hit the second rail. I caught myself because we used to jump up and pull ourselves up. We didn't even use stairs. We like just animal shit. Yeah, animals, bro. Yeah. And bro, like in prison, you train so people don't fuck with you, and if they do fuck with you, you're ready.
Yeah.
That's what you train for.
Yeah.
Like bro, like I would train 2 hours on the rec yard, then in an hour waiting to go to showers, I would do 1,000 push-ups and 300 pull-ups every single day of my life.
Holy shit, dude, that's dedication. I mean, but you said it's a necessity.
No, it's like there is so much testosterone going at all times, and if you're not one of the alphas, you're gonna people. If one person sees any fracture in your infrastructure, you got 2,000 motherfuckers who are gonna try to crack you. So when you make your presence felt, especially me being solo, I remember so it was. When I was at Darrington, this is at the time when I was there. He was the head of the Sinaloa cartel, and this dude fucking loved me. He wanted to be next to me all the time. He wanted to chop it up with me.
Hell yeah!
But when we first met, he was like, "Oh, I thought you were somebody." I was like, "Motherfucker, I am somebody."
Yeah.
He started laughing, but because I'm ornery, bro. I'm not gonna kiss ass and shit with nobody. I didn't know who he was at the time. I just was chopping it up with him on the handball court. And we'd play handball back and forth, dude. I'd play so much handball, my hands would split. You know, but you're working on your changing direction, your level changing, and your speed changing, and that's just like fighting. So fighting is distance and angles.
Yep.
You want to get in, hit them, and then get right back out. Anyway, I got lost. Bring me back.
You're doing handball with the Sinaloa guy?
Oh, yeah. He always wanted me next to him, bro. They try to recruit me, and How do
you tell the head guy of the Sinaloa in prison in a way where, because I thought if they don't, then they fuck with you, right? Ain't that how it kind of works, or how does that work? How is that dichotomy when you turn them down?
California and Texas are immensely different.
Oh, and you were in Texas, or in California?
Texas.
Okay.
So really, they respected me enough to, I guess not bother me, bro. But I would have to check all the solos coming in. Anybody who was trying to be solo, they're like, you got to go check that.
Yeah.
And like the one time I got into it with, I don't know, bro. I never really had no problems with them. The most problems that I had were Orihons out of San Antonio, bro, and like. Shout out to my dog Pedro from San Antonio and Orihons, and there was some guys from San Antonio that were solid and I loved them, but dude, they're just fucking some really arrogant fucking dickheads out of San Antonio, bro. At that time, and that like the four good ones that I got into it with were out of San Antonio, and it was I don't know, it was. Other than that, I didn't really have problems, Yeah. But it was. You just make your presence.
In that weed, man.
you make your presence felt real quick, and they don't fuck with you, bro.
Yeah.
They know who they can victimize. They know who is.
Yeah, they can kind of smell it on you, right? Just by looking at you. So when you get out, I want to talk more with. I'm good, actually. Holy shit. So I want to talk about your son a little bit on the fact that, because look, you're a dad, and your kid, your baby boy, is a motherfucking megastar. So that in itself has got to be fucking surreal, right? But when does it start? Tell me the exact point when you saw it and you were like, yo, this motherfucker's gonna be next level. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, I mean, when he started rapping at 4 years old, I remember him coming 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Every single time he look, Dad, he'd do his push-ups, sit-ups, squats. He'd do his burpees. He would be showing me all the workouts. I was like, you been doing them at home? Little kids, they lie. But,
yeah.
But he would be doing it right there. And I mean, it would, he first started out doing stuff that was on the radio, and I was like, son, I don't want to hear what's on the fucking radio. I want to hear what's on your mind.
What you got? Yeah.
And so his uncles were already in studios. They were already in the world doing music. I just supported my sons. I don't really know a lot about music. I drew in prison. I wrote poetry, but I'm not musically inclined.
Yeah.
No, my son, ever since he was little, man, he could break beats down saying, okay, here's this where it drops. Like, to me, he was talking like linguing and Chinese.
So he just had that intellectual. Some people have that musical mind.
Bro, he's like no bullshit. So, I watched my son do music his whole life, all the way through his teens, his, young adulthood. And I remember, so they sent me back to prison on a violation. I flunked like 4 or 5 dirty UAs for THC, which now I have my Texas medical marijuana license. So I did 411 days for no reason, came home, and within 30 days had my license. That's fucked up, right?
That's crazy. Yeah,
they just robbed me from life, made me come home, have to start over. They fuck you over. But anyway, I remember I was in there from 19 to 20, and I hadn't been able to really talk to my son. He had just moved out. Look, I'm going to tell you this, bro. Look, I was doing a 3-year project for Exxon in Baytown, Texas, at the Nagar project. And I remember my ex, she calls me and she's like, hey, we just got into a big argument. He ran away. I was like, all right, I'm on my way.
How old is he at this time?
17, gonna be 18.
Okay.
He's about to graduate from high school. So we had him on a plan of going to the military, and I was like, dude, I knew he was gonna do music.
Yeah.
I already know it. But it's to getting to the position where he could do music. Yeah. So I was like, why don't you go to the military and join the music shit? You know, because he wasn't gonna do anything else, and I didn't want to see my son fail in life.
That's just being a dad.
Yeah.
That's being a dad in you.
So I'm like, I'm trying to get him, so he goes to get his ass fab and does all this to try to get in the military. And right 2 months before he's going to graduate, he's like, gets into this huge argument. He's like, I'm fucking moving out, and runs away. So I go home. We pack his bag up. I got his debit card because at this time he had been working at HEB for almost over 2 years. Going to school, working at HEB, and so I get all this shit together, and her and I, we go up to the school, and he's coming out, and I'm like, come on, let's go. And he's like, hey, what's up, Dad? And he gets in. I take him to go eat a steak, and we're sitting down, we're eating, and I'm like, man, son, you know what? Everything in me wants me to tell you that you can't move out. But this is the first executive decision you've ever made as a young man. Because I would say, hey, son, what do you want to watch? I don't know, Dad, whatever you want to watch. Hey, son, what do you want to do? I don't know, Dad, whatever you want to do. Hey, son, what do you want to eat? I don't know, Dad, whatever you want to eat. And this is the first time my son was like, you know what? This is what the fuck I'm going to do. It almost made me proud.
You like that little grit in it.
Yeah, so I was like, you know what? Everything in me wants me to say you can't leave. But you know what? Who am I to stop? This is the first fucking executive decision you ever made as a young man. And I support it.
There's a growing moment.
Yeah, I said, so I support it.
Yeah.
And I gave him his shit, went dropped him off at his homeboy's house, and I said, man, our homes, either her home or my home, is always a revolving door for you, and you can always come home. And, man, he never came home. You see what happened? He turned it into something.
So, wait. Hold on.
So, so he went away. He was doing odd jobs. He kept doing kind of recording here, recording there, but he was doing it all for fun because he was just bored. He didn't know what else to do. He just, literally, that dude would write music from when the sun came up to it went down. He would be in the. And then I remember at one point he was like, Dad, I don't even want to say I'm a rapper no more because everybody says they're going to fucking be a rapper. I'm like, man, shut the fuck up and hit this beat. Because like, bro, he would write 100-bar songs for me every day like it wasn't shit.
See, that's what I wanted to get into, that being a comic, okay? Yeah. And having, a creative outlet on some shit like that.
Yeah.
Like I've never wanted to do stand-up. I was just kind of always funny, blah, blah, blah. Then I got into Kill Tony shit. But like, as I progressed and saw the art in it, I became obsessed with it. I'm fucking obsessed with it. And when I see him or I hear him, mm-hmm. the shit that he does, it's like you have that same excessive gene. Like I can hear it in the way he like lays his verbiage. I'm just like, you would only know to say that right there if you've thought about it 700 fucking times. Mm-hmm. Like you've written that, and it's like it's just.
That's the way he does music. So he'll hear the beat, you like the beat, right? And then he'll put his melody, whatever his melody is, inside the beat, and then in his melody he'll fill those pockets with.
Yeah, he knows how
words.
to space.
Yeah,
he knows how to.
And if you pay attention, my son smothers beats. You'll never just hear a beat rolling like all these other artists. They got all this outside noise. No,
dude, the one he does on goddamn Sway in the Morning.
Yeah.
The one.
He hit like 5 different beats that day.
Dude, I'm just like.
Dude, it was cold as fuck.
Bay City All-Star. Dude, bro. I'm fucking. That shit gets me pumped, dude.
Yeah, bro, nah, he killed it.
I know.
Have you heard his new album? It dropped 2 Fridays ago, August 15th.
I haven't downloaded the new album yet, but I'm going.
It's called Recess, bro. Hey, start to finish. Bootleg Kev and Tomas from Dope as Usual podcast. They do all the. They're doing the intermissions of the album with him. It is so well put together, bro. And you know what? My son tells everything. He lines everything up himself. So again, going back to watching my son do music his whole life, I separated. So go back to answering your question. It was about 2019 going into 2020 that had sent me back to prison. I hadn't talked to my son in about a year because remember he moved out and all of that. And I could hear his excitement on the phone, just as excited as I was to hear his voice. Because man, me and my son, we'll be in a room full of 5,000 people, and we're gonna find each other to give each other a hug.
Yeah.
Because we love each other, respect each other. You know, even though we don't always agree with everything, that's all father and son shit. You know, no two people, that's what it is.
Yeah.
But I remember my son being excited. He's like, Dad, I just recorded my first video. And you know what I did from that point on? I told every single person that would listen to me that my son was going to be a famous international rapper. And you know what? I spoke life into it since that day because I just knew it. I knew that if he pursued it with all of his energy, there was no way he could fail. I had never heard anything come out of my son's mouth that you didn't want to hear again. You dig what I'm saying? So how it ain't wrong. I told him since day one, I'm like, son, all the world has to do this. All they gotta do is hear it.
They gotta hear you.
Because once they hear this shit, it's on.
Yeah.
You're live. And like my son doesn't even pay attention to that shit because he's so in tune with the work right now.
That's what I'm saying. That's the part I'm talking about.
Like he really don't give a fuck about being famous. He honestly despises it. He does not. He's so introverted. People don't realize how introverted my son is. Like he is intro outro when he needs to be.
Yeah, he knows how to maneuver, but
I mean because he learned. Bro, my son is a fucking mirror spinning image of me. He can rap. Wait till he decides to make the decision to get back in shape because he's really built exactly like me.
Yeah.
You know, he just got lazy because he was just living, the good life, you know. And but everything's gonna come full circle for him. I can already see it. Like, when he did the live with the Carlos and all those guys with the Kill Tony band and for Madison, bro, it was like a movie, bro.
Yeah.
First of all, I've never been to Madison Square Garden, and then to be there, and I know my son's about to perform for all these people. It was fucking beautiful, bro. I ain't gonna lie, I had tears in my eyes.
Fuck yeah. Dude.
Because it was the first time my son's ever performed live with a live band, and dude, I told the band, I was like, he knows music, and they're like, bro.
He knows music.
He knows music. Like, just they gelled to get, bro. They did sound check like nothing.
Yeah, so, and to Kill Tony Band, those guys are just straight killers.
No, they're geniuses, bro.
I mean, so they can turn shit into gold, but when they are with someone of that stature, they all elevate to each other's level. It's
bro.
That was the only. I was like, damn, I wish I would have been there for that.
Bro, it was beautiful to win the whole thing, and then Tony, he's so brilliant, bro. Bringing out Nate Diaz, we got to kick it with Nate for 2 days.
How's Nate? I never met him.
Legit, dude. Nate Diaz. I'm holding you accountable to this Mexican, but he says he's gonna come out here and fuck with us.
Yeah.
Yeah, come spend some time with him. Come train. Hear some comedy.
I'm about to get back into 10th Planet too. I got to start rolling and boxing again.
Bro, I'm down.
To make a change. I'm dead ass.
Bro, it's life changing. I tell everybody like this. It's the only way to keep balance. Okay, what is life all about? Evolution, right? If the human body isn't in progression, it immediately goes into regression.
Oh, 100%.
So you can't take, everybody's like, oh, I need a rest day. What the fuck do you need so much rest for? Because all we do is rest. Nobody's doing manual labor. The first form of fitness back in the day was manual fucking labor. You think about the Roman Empire time, right? So if you were fat, that means you were rich.
Yeah.
You didn't have to work. You could lay around and eat all day. So all the workers were fit as fuck. All the gladiators fit as fuck. They weren't living these lavish lives of eating grapes off grapevines, getting fanned and laying in pools, They were out there working. So the first form of fitness was manual labor. Now it's starting to change back. Especially Austin. Austin is such a fit city, bro. I love it.
Yeah,
it's so impressive. So I've been in the gym my entire life. So watching the evolution of women in the gym in the last 15 to 20 years, these women are outworking most of these dudes.
Hey, but we also hang on. They are, but also too, we got to speak on this real quick. Them goddamn Lululemons.
I love them.
Let me tell you. And some of them bitches,
hey, I love
they don't be shaving.
Hey,
and you look like a goddamn adult diaper down there.
It's like
sometimes.
A fist.
And you look like a moose knuckle, like it's about to pick up a marble or something. It scares shit out of me. But then I just get there salivating. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. Anyway, my bad. I had to get into that.
Yeah, no, I love Lululemon. Thank you, Lululemon. Because that'll make an average one look great.
Oh, yeah. It just does. Sometimes I when you take it off.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Just leave it.
Just leave it. No, and this is just a high thought. When you were saying this, that popped in my head. We're talking about, like, in Rome when people were fanning them and shit.
Yeah.
Dude, I can't. Like, even if I was living in that period, if I go back, like, if I had somebody just fanning me, and that was their job, I'd be like, hey, man, just chill. Like, just ain't no big. You know, like, you have to treat them like they're not a person. And that's
but you got to think about the arrogance, because I remember reading the book, The Law of Attraction, right? And if you've never read that book, it's highly recommended. And read it about 100 times if you can. So it really gave me such an insight, because everybody has a character, right? And, like, dude, I can break down a motherfucker in like 5 seconds sometimes, but 5 minutes talking with somebody, because I like to ask open-ended questions when I'm communicating with people out in the wild, because they'll tell you everything that you need to know about themselves, and I've always been fascinated with the human psyche. The human mind is just it's so fascinating, bro, because of the mind's ability of everything, of pain, of happiness, of sadness, of joy, and all the in between of that, and just, everything starts with a thought. Then you speak life, then you act, then you become, right? Simple.
It's Nikola Tesla's 369 theory. You write it down 3 times, you say it 6 times, you write it down 9 times. You do that in the morning, and you do that before you go to bed. It speaks it in fruition. It's frequency. It's mind over matter.
Bro, I mean, I believe in that. It's the simplest law of attraction. Oh, no, I literally would go practice this shit in the day room in prison. And I'm like, oh, shit, that it works. Dude, it would give me chills. Like, and if you're not responsible with it, it can be evil.
The law of attraction.
And the reason that I'm saying that is because you were talking about how I feel the same way. If somebody was famous, I'm like, nah, nigga, I can just hand me the fan, I'll do it myself.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah.
But to think of people who are okay with that.
Yeah, that's egotistical to some.
That's evil. And because you got to think that they kept the books for themselves.
Yeah,
they had this information. They had knowledge.
Yeah.
And only certain people were
allowed
to have the knowledge,
It's the same shit with the Vatican. No, the Vatican's got all them. I mean, because you talk about you're Christian, and I wanted to go back on that, because I grew up religious, and then as I got older, I started
questioning.
With the Bible, there were, for example, in like 2009, in a cave in, I want to say it's Pakistan, but anyways, they found the Dead Sea Scrolls. Okay,
yeah,
and the Dead Sea Scrolls. Mary Magdalene's scripture was in there, and she writes about her times and her travels with Jesus, and it totally depicts Jesus in a different light than the apostles that were selected for the Bible, right? And there's, and if you think about this, Judas always gets the bad rap for selling out Jesus. But if Jesus doesn't get sold out by Judas, how does he then die on the cross for our sins?
It was a must.
It was a must. But it's just, there's things about it. I don't know. But with that being, like, I feel like sometimes some of the religions also use tactics to control certain aspects of societies.
That's what I mean. That's what I meant earlier when I said humans always taint everything.
Yeah, okay. I see what you're saying.
Because they use it for selfish purposes. That's why when I was reading this book, literally practicing these things on people in the day room and watching their reactions to reacting the way that I'm expecting them to, you're like, oh my God, this could be used for so much evil, because you could get so much It could be for total self gratification, but that would be so selfish for anybody to use that kind of power on people with, because it's very. You just have to read it, bro. It's called The Art of Seduction.
Art of Seduction?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to fuck it.
And it's the same guy who wrote the 48 Laws of Power.
Okay.
Like, these books are illegal in prison now. That you can't get them in prison.
No
anymore.
shit?
Yeah, I mean, because, dude, this is how do you think I mean, how do you think I was getting anything in prison? It was all prison guards bringing it to me, not other prisoners.
That's wild, man. That's so wild.
Bro, yeah, literally anything I wanted. Like, I mean, some people would take so much advantage of it. They're like, yeah, give me diamond earrings and a watch. And
what?
Yeah, like you see guys walking around with diamond earrings in prison. And
was there any ever?
To me, I didn't want that. I never wanted that attention because I want to be a phantom.
Yeah.
I want people to look at me and look past me at the next guy.
Yeah. Was there any instances, or did you hear while did your time, where like inmates would be fucking like female guards?
Absolutely. I remember at Darrington, this one guard burnt like 18 dudes, gave them all the clap or something like that.
How do you get treated for clap in prison? Is that
she got fired, and it turned into a whole thing because they were like, how the fuck are they getting this in prison?
And I'm gonna tell
because once you get there, everybody's checked, so they know exactly what you have within the first 30 days when you go through diagnostics and UCC. So they check your blood, they check you for disease, they're checking you for everything, and then they know how to house you, where if you're sick, where to send you. If you have HIV, you're going to a unit where people have HIV. I was always, like I said, I was all at high security units.
That's wild, dude.
Yeah.
I knew a chick. I fucked a chick for a while. She was like a prison like psychologist.
But man, what was his name, dude? Mr. Rogers. He was from New York. I had this dude bring me weed. He was my anger management, all my classes. He did all the classes.
Pot?
Fuck yeah.
That's awesome.
Because he was from New York. He didn't have a plug. So I was like, hey, I'm going to plug in with my people. Just look out for me. So he'd bring me like an ounce like once a week. And fucking, bro, I was getting pounds of weed in there. So I'd get them pressed down. And so you put like a QP and I'd get 2 logs of tobacco, right? So they press them into PVC pipes. And it was hard, Reggie weed. It wasn't the best weed in the world, but I mean, it got me blown. So I'd get all these, and they would be hockey pucks. Each one would be an ounce. So I'd get like quarter pounds in each one. Like four logs, and it'd be a quarter pound of weed in each one. The guard thought they were bringing me tobacco.
That's crazy.
I'd break it up, roll a joint, get everybody high so nobody could tell. Get everybody high.
You're just getting everybody high.
Get everybody high. I get packs of Rillos and roll them up, light that bitch up. Dude, you'd be in Darrington, you'd be walking through the hallways, you see smoke going. Everybody smoking. The laws standing right there, smoking. Motherfuckers getting beat up right there, and the laws ain't doing shit.
They don't care.
No, they were there, man. Literally, some of the female guards were literally coming and like doing their makeup all day, talking about, I'm just here trying to find a man. Straight up. I mean, you think about this. So they work for TDCJ now. And I mean, they're making $20,000 a year, bro. That's not no money. So if you're giving them an extra $1,000 every 2-3 weeks, you don't think they're going to take it? And you always know who's in
about it,
because their hair is always done, their nails are always done. I mean, these guys are they got GEDs getting these jobs through fucking Job Corps. Like, they can't even think straight. I would tell these kids, I was like, man, bro, you ought to be listening to me because I could teach you how to get a way better job than this.
Damn.
That's
such a crazy dynamic.
And dude, they don't give a fuck about you, bro. They don't give 2 shits about your health, your well-being, your sanity, like nothing. Like, they don't give a fuck. Like, bro, dude, they treat everybody like you just killed a priest and his whole family.
Y'all like fuck, scum.
Yeah, like you're just the world's piece of shit, bro. And like, it's fucking, I don't know, man, it's crazy. But I don't wish that on my worst enemy, and I don't have not one enemy in this world, bro.
Yeah.
One thing I don't have is enemies anywhere. If somebody was mad at me, it's because I might have accidentally fucked this chick, and I don't ever do that.
Yeah.
Because you know what? You could slap a dude, you could rob a dude, you can fucking beat up a dude, and he won't do shit. But a motherfucker will kill you over a bitch, bro.
Yeah.
And I don't want that kind of smoke.
Dude, I remember when I was 22, when I was in the oil field. Or maybe I was 24, but I just went from I used to work 60 days on and have 15 days off, but then I
used to work offshore.
Yeah, so you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And but I got to where it was set up where I was gonna start doing 2 and 2, so 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off. And I was seeing this woman out here south of San Marcos where I was staying. So I was her Wednesday, you know what I'm saying? She was like a Dallas Cowgirls cheerleader back in the day. She was 50, but she was fine as fuck. I had a lot of money. And did you have to use lubricant with her? No, this woman was.
Okay,
dude,
good.
She was like how you're 51, you don't look at you the same way. She looked 30. You know what I'm saying?
But even it's what I've come to realize with the chicks in their 30s and up, or 40s and up, it's just been drier.
Yeah,
it's a bit drier.
It's probably because your wiener's small. It's not.
Yeah, I can.
Hey, beat your cabrón. No. I some of them, because I've ran into some of them. It's you got to use lube. Yeah. But some of them, I don't know if it's a sexual gene. I know women my age that are 30, 35, same thing. Some of them just don't get turned on. I don't know. I think there's something there with that. But anyways, I've
never had that problem though. That's why just with one, I thought it was because she was 43 at the time. I was 33 and she was 40. It was right when I got home from prison. But anyway, I'm listening. Okay. Dude, she was balling too. Yeah. She had a lake, had a brand new Hummer. Well, she was gorgeous. Yeah. From New York or San Francisco. But anyway.
Yeah. But I'm her Wednesday and shit, right? So I'm her Wednesday. So I get off Tuesday at 6. I drive 9 hours back home. I was in New Mexico. Sleep, get up, and I go spend the night with her Wednesday evening. And the one I'm driving, and my plan is to go see her. My mom calls me, and she's like, "Yo, I need you to come help me get some shit out of the attic, because I'm gonna have a garage sale Thursday, Friday, and shit like that into the weekend for the big garage sale." She's like, "I need your help," and I was like, "Man, I got plans." She's like, "Look, I can't fucking do it. I need you to come down here and help me." And I go, "All right, I'm coming."
No excuses.
So I told a girl, I was like, "Hey, I gotta go help my mom." So I went, and I get back into town on Friday or whatever, and I heard that woman's ex-husband, estranged husband, showed up to the house, shot her and this other guy that she was with. It was another guy she was seeing outside.
Oh, shit.
And she was divorced. She just got the house. They weren't together. They were legally not married. He just was still in love with her, I guess.
Just OJ'd her.
And dude, and it was just I could have been that had I not helped my mom with chores. You know what I'm saying? So
thank you, Jesus.
I don't know.
Thank you,
what's
Mom.
in that weed? Holy shit.
It's good, right?
That's good weed, dude. I've been space caked ever since we started fucking smoking it. What's the coolest? What's one of the coolest motherfuckers you met since you've been all kind of around this? Well, who's someone you met and you're like, oh, that's exactly how I thought they'd be? And then who's someone you're like, man,
Nate Diaz was super fucking cool, bro.
Yeah?
Yeah. Way cooler than, way even cooler than I could have imagined, bro.
Yeah,
just super chill, down there, dude. And it's always cool to see, dude, he was fanboying out on my son.
Yeah?
Yeah. I was like, hell yeah, bro, hell yeah, and bro, how can you not respect a man like that? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And fucking to just, to hear him talking about other UFC guys like that, he's a bitch, and
that's hilarious.
It's fucking hilarious as fuck because they know each other.
Yeah,
he has an honest opinion on this person, dude. And I don't feel like he does talk shit, but he has foundation behind everything he says.
It's structured. It's structured.
He's not just randomly talking shit.
No, but because I'm friends with Donald Cowboy Cerrone.
Yeah, Cerrone's a chill. But
I love Cerrone. The nicest. But I asked him one night, I go, yo, who is the one motherfucker in that UFC that you just that's a bad And he goes, yo, Nate and Nick Diaz, them boys are from a different level of... When they say on site, they don't give a fuck. He said, I've never met... He goes, I'm down for whatever. He goes, but their level of it is they're built different. He's like, you hit them, they keep coming. He's like, they're just built. And I was like, damn, that's badass.
Yeah. That's when they said, he's like, I'm not going to retire. He's like, I'm going to fight till I look completely different. That's what he said. He's like, I'm going to fight till I look completely different. Yeah. But fuck yeah. But, and then you know what? I remember, what's his name? Oh, man, from...
Who's that?
Rose. What's his name? Rose the rapper. God dang it. The fat black dude, the beard. I ain't gonna lie, he got some bangers, but he did shit with DJ Khaled. Did shit with everybody. What's it? Rick Ross.
Rick Ross.
God damn it, I couldn't think. Now that dude was kind of a joke when to me, he was very unimpressive. So we were doing the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo, and he was over there. We're literally in a room full of just about every hip hop celebrity in the world, right? Even Drake was there, and he's not that impressive either. But it's just these guys; they're just not authentic. Without music, they're like it's like they don't know how to be normal.
Yeah, it's
right. Like they have a fictitious reality to life. See, my son lives in a real reality of life, right?
Yeah.
That's why he fucking just wants to be at home, fucking fishing and fucking playing in the mud,
shooting
and
hogs.
Killing hogs and shit. So we're sitting there smoking, and he's over there pacing. I can see him watching my son, and we're not fucking trying to go run up. Like, all these people are running up to him and stuff, and we're just here chilling. And everybody's come up to say what's up to him, and I can see him calculating. Like, you can almost see the contemplation on his face of, should I walk over there? Should I not? Should I walk over? And so finally he, like, I don't know, he just comes. I guess he was waiting for my son to go and kiss his hands or something, like what everybody else is doing. And we're like, man, fuck this dude. We're just chilling. Yeah. And but he comes over there and he walks up to my son. He shakes his hand. He goes, "Yeah, you know me," and just walks off. I was like,
"Oh, for real?"
Bro, we all just busted out laughing. We're like, "Bro, this clown right here." I was like,
"Why would he do that?"
It was weird, bro.
That's fucking weird,
right?
Like, even if you're,
he's like,
don't say.
He's like, "Yeah, you know me."
Just don't say anything at that point. Just
just be cool.
God damn, that's weird.
But that's that just goes to showing, like, they're the awkwardness in people, that they're still humans. They're just they're just talented people, and sometimes talented people don't know how to be socially.
And see, like this, like. You paint a fictitious facade of yourself to a degree, when you take on an entertainment role to some degree. But, like, I like whenever someone's spitting some bars or there's a comic talking about a subject. Like, it's like, if I can't smell what it was like when you were there, if you can't tell me how it smelled like, you can just write it good. I can't, and that's why people are always like, he's just a character. They're always like, he's just a character. He's a character. Because no, motherfucker, when I'm off stage, I don't have sleeves on. Yeah. This is my haircut off. And y'all think I chose this voice? Y'all think I'm making this one up? This is the one I settled on? People come at me all the time. They go, is that your real voice? You go, yeah, you think this is the one I wanted at the start menu? This is the one I fucking went with? So it's just like, I just don't, when they don't have the authenticity behind it, it doesn't lend credibility to their craft enough for you to appreciate.
Then there's not even no delivery. Your delivery, like, okay, for an example, my son's cadence, his delivery, his wordplay, like, bro, it's, dude, he's been ever since he was a kid,
rolling
bro.
them R's, dude.
Like, that's just, he's been doing that.
He's bigger than SPM. Think about that,
bro.
Right,
I mean, that was years ago now, honestly.
But I mean, bro, I listened to South Park Mexican
my whole life.
My whole life, dude.
Yeah.
Fucking wiggy. I mean, goddamn, dude.
Wiggy.
Why
Yeah.
when I'm not high? Dude, I'm telling you, boy was in there. So, like, when I hear your son for the first time, it literally, because I went to school with a bunch of Mexicans, and they all like OT. Like, we'd be on the back of the bus, fucking click, clack, clack, like hitting up and rapping, and I'm just like, I honestly do believe too. Rap itself is in a better way than it's ever been in a long time.
Dude,
Big X.
Wait till you hear my son's new album, bro. It's so, the range is so, he's singing, it sounds like country, it's like little rock, blues. I mean, he has everything on there, bro. And, like, I mean, it's called Recess because he's like, man, I'm literally just playing.
Having fun.
And, so the way he articulated, though, because somebody asked him why he named the album Recess, because, whenever he would be at the gym with me literally every day, and I'm coaching people, and I would tell my clients, I was like, remember, this is like recess. This is our adult playground. And so he wanted people to think of music like your adult playground again, like playing. He just, like, he's on the monkey bars here, he's on the swing set here, he's on the slide here.
Yeah.
Like, so literally he took hip hop from New York, Atlanta, Texas, and made an album out of it. And what makes my son so great is he's a real hip hop fan. You know?
Yeah, he studied the game.
And so, like, dude, he can, bro. See, he'll have some Eminem energy. He'll have some Gates energy. I mean, he can have anybody he's just gonna be around. He can have your energy. He can match it and make it fucking sound brilliant. And you know what I realized, and just being like, so from the first tour that I started with my son, dude, in 24 days we hit 22 cities. That was a motherfucker, and we flew everywhere. So every day we're scrambling, running to the airport at like 5 a.m. to go to the next place. And then when you get there, you still gotta wait because we got here so early. Now you gotta wait for the rooms to be ready, and it wasn't the same caliber at this time. But he made history since his first tour. He sold out every venue in Chicago and Atlanta. I want to say were the two cities he made box office history. He sold out before Drake and 21 Savage on both days, same day shows. First Mexican to ever be celebrated on the BET Awards. First Mexican to ever perform on the BET Awards. He killed that cipher. Made Freshman of the Year. Actually, the first time they offered him Freshman of the Year, he turned it down. He was like, man, I don't want to do that. Didn't even show up. Yeah. He don't care about.
He's cold-blooded.
Like bro. I remember I could never understand it because I remember, dude, it was just me and all of my friends at his shows. That was it. Like maybe 10 of us, maybe 15, 20 of us, and then a handful of people, and then it started getting a little deeper and a little deeper, and then boom, it was just like fire.
One night it just you
and people are like, I remember I was talking to Sway that morning. He's like, man, you got to be proud. I was like, man, I was proud of this motherfucker when he came home with a 7 in math. Because as a parent, you're proud of your kid whether he's a fucking loser or a winner.
You just try to coach.
You just love him, man.
Yeah.
And like I try to give my son the game since he was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted him to know that life was not easy, and that fucking either you're a victim or you're your own hero. Because I remember when I first got home, every time he was getting in trouble, he'd be like, hey, did I tell you my mom died? And I was like, look, man, goddamn, everybody's fucked up that your mom's dead. But how long are you going to use that as the excuse for fucking up? Because you're fucking up. Get your shit together, man. I was like, you know what? You're going to fuck up and I'm going to fuck up, but we're going to get this shit right together. I was like, man, I'm sorry I can't love you with the way your mother loves you, the way a woman loves you, but I fucking die for you. And, that's why I always make it a point to be really affectionate with my son. I hug him, kiss him on the cheek. We pray before every show. We kiss each other like all the time on the cheek. Not no lip kiss. We're not. Well, damn, does he do that too?
He did on that documentary. Yeah.
Damn, that's love.
Yeah, that's love. My daddy only told me he loved me 3 times in my life, but he tells me, "I got you."
Yeah.
And like we're men, men don't.
Yeah.
Like, but his
that's
way
that
of
country,
saying,
and just old school.
My dad's simple. He's just like, hey, boy, I got you. If you get into some trouble,
I got you.
I got you.
Oh, bro, quick story. My father, I'm fresh home from prison. Fresh home from prison. I'd been house sitting because of my mom and her husband. They'd take off to Arizona for my sister for about a week. And, oh man, I don't know if I should tell this.
We can cut it if you don't.
I'll tell you. I'll tell you. So we'll see how it goes. So I'm house sitting. I'd been going to the gym every day because remember, I live in the gym no matter what. My first day home from prison, I came home. The next day I was there, signed up for a gym membership, and I don't miss. And so I was house sitting. I'd been home about 7 or 8 months at this time. And I'd been seeing this bad chick in the gym every day, man. She had these big, deep dimples and they're pierced right here. Come to find out she was a webcam girl. This was back in 2008. So when all that stuff was popping off. But I didn't know all of this. So, dude, she would smile at me, and she was just this attractive, exotic looking chick. You could tell she wasn't from here. She's Argentinian, had colored eyes. I mean, bad. So we would just cordially smile because in the gym I don't flirt. I don't like in the gym. It's one place that's my business, and I'm about my business. Like I even wear dead headphones so if people are trying to talk to me and I'm trying to focus, I can act like I didn't hear them, And anyway, so I meet this chick. Oh no, I'm at this. We were at Michael's. It was a bar in Bay City, and literally, I had my son on the mic all day, just rapping, freestyling all day in this bar. I'm getting there fucked up. My son's just freestyling for us all day, and so I ended up taking him home, put him in bed, get a shower, eat, go back to the bar. And when I get there, I'm like, oh shit, it's old girl. She's at the pool table, and I see her with this dude. He's a big, muscular Mexican, handsome looking dude, right? And I'm sitting over here hanging out with my homeboys, and the old boy walks to the bar. She waves at me, so I'm like, oh, that's open. So I walk in, start talking. I'm like, hey, man, I don't want no conversation. Is your boy? She's like, no, that's my best friend. I'm like, boom, I'm in.
I'm in.
Yeah, I'm in. So I start shooting pool, and it turns out this guy's gay. Well, he likes man. I don't know. No offense.
Yeah.
But he's just what he likes, and he. So me and this girl were hitting it up, flirting, playing pool. So I sent him to the bar to go get us shots. He gets kicked out. And she's like, man, I have to go. He rode with me. Well, I'm like,
why did he get kicked out? Just
being belligerent.
Oh, he was drunk. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm like, nah, you guys can ride with me. I'll leave too. Let's go. Boom. So I'm trying to get laid.
Yeah.
And we're partying. And so as we pull up to because my mom lives on a county road, and it's a long county road. When I pull up, we're pulling in. My homeboy, R.I.P. Curtis, he's like, oh my God, I love Curtis. And so I'm like, well, go holler at him. I'm thinking, man, give me some space so I can try to get in over here. So I drop him off. He's like, oh my God, I've been in love with him forever and whatever. So I drop him off, and I go to the house. We go in. We pop a little tab. We eat some mushrooms. We're getting into it. Taking shots. Well, they come in. He's like, man, my homeboy, he was so cordial and so respectful. He's like, man, you're handsome. I'm so sorry. I just like women. Please forgive me.
Yeah.
And he's like,
hey, man, let me alone.
Like, no big deal.
Yeah.
So the night goes on. We're chilling. He goes and lays down. Or like, he's like, so I wouldn't set him on the couch. Remember, my son's upstairs asleep. And so me and her go into the room, start fooling around. And I don't even hear him come in, and I feel him like touch me. So I grab him, throw him on the bed, and he starts hitting me. And she starts screaming like, no. I'm like, it's not me. Turn on the light. So she turns on the light, and she sees him going crazy, hitting me, and I'm just trying to restrain him. And she's like, chill. So she gets him. I'm like, man, please tell this dude to fucking chill out. Because I'm like, I've got a one-track mind right now. I'm like a Budweiser Clydesdale. I'm on one thing.
Yeah.
And so I'm like,
Budweiser Clydesdale.
Bro.
Yeah, I can see that visual. That's great. Sorry, that was a good line.
So I'm like, so she lays him down, comes back, start fooling around again. And this time he just walks into the room. I see him, so I stand up. I'm like, hey, bro, please. Chill. I'm like, hey, girl, please get this man over there and just tell him to lay down. Give him a blanket and shit, like get him comfortable. So she gets him comfortable out there, and she comes back. We start playing around again. But now I'm naked, she's naked. We're in there for a good 30, 40 minutes. I'm sitting, I got her legs cocked up. I'm between them. And all of a sudden I feel something just like caress my back. And I'm like, oh. And I fucking turn around, I'm standing up, turn on light. This dude standing right there in front of me, naked. I'm like, bro, I done fucking told you. I'll say, it's time for you to get the fuck out of here. You gotta go. I ain't gonna play with you no more. It's time. You gotta go. And he start going, and starts acting all. And this guy's bigger than me, right?
Oh my God.
He's a
big boy.
And he's boxing, so he's a man, despite his sexual preference. So, dude, I'm freaking out right now because I'm trying to walk past him, and I knew he was gonna do it. He hits me, boom, in the back of the head. And I just turned around. I was like, "You fucked up, son." And I punished him, bro. I literally beat his face off of him. I hit him, boom, he hit the ground. I just get on top of him and start beating him. My hands were busted. Blood was shooting out of my hand like this far. I'm just banging, beat his lips off his face, broke his nose, busted, but this eye socket busted both of his eardrums. And he stands up, he's like, look what you did to me. And his blood's flying everywhere, dude. It looked like a murder scene in my mom's house. I'm like, oh, fuck. And then I'm thinking, I got to get rid of 2 bodies. And the first sun's about to come up. And I'm like, fuck. Now, and I was like, I don't know what to do. That's the first thing I'm thinking is like, I got to get rid of 2 bodies right now. And so he ends up running out. And I'm like, oh, girl, I'm like, you have to fucking help me. Dude, there's this much blood all across the kitchen floor. The whole room looks like, dude, remember his lips are hanging off his face. His nose is busted. I break 9 teeth in his mouth. I knocked out 9 teeth out of his mouth, busted both eardrums, broken eye socket. I was trying to beat him to death, bro, because I felt completely violated. Like rapey, like why is this dude standing all on me like this naked? And like it was completely felt violated. I tried to give him a chance to get out of there. He didn't want it. He chose this route, so I gave him what he was looking for. And so we clean up the mess with towels. We get his clothes, get all this shit, get it out the house. She takes it. I'm like, look, I'm gonna tell him you weren't here. So the laws come, and I told him that, well, first of all, I called my dad. So I called my best friend, Leroy. I was like, bro, you got to come get Virgil. So I'm wrapping my hand up because every heartbeat is shooting blood this far out of my hand.
Oh, man.
And I go wake up my son. I'm like, hey, son, trying to be all cool. I'm like, hey, son, it's time for school, And, years later, he's like, yeah, Dad, I remember that morning when that girl was in the kitchen crying and you were bleeding. Like, dude, I was trying to see. He was like, man, it's early. Why am I going to school so early? I was like, just go with your uncle. Just go with your uncle, please. I love you. He gave me a hug. He said, I love you, Dad. I said, I love you too, man. Have a good day. And immediately I called my dad. I was like, Dad, I fucked up. He's like, do you need an ambulance? I'm like, yeah, but don't call him till you get here. Boom, he's already there because they live in the same little town, Bay City. So my dad gets there. He calls the ambulance. He's like, what the crap happened? Because my dad don't cuss. He's like, what the crap? What the crap happened? I was like, man, fucking. I was like, I was asleep and I left the garage open. I woke up to some naked dude attacking me because my face was all bruised. Because remember, he was hitting me earlier and I was still trying to fuck. I wasn't trying to beat this dude up. I would start beating him up now. I'm going to get no pussy.
Yeah.
And so fucking, so bro, the laws find him like a half a mile up the road at a Mexican joint, hiding in the bushes, butt-ass naked people. The laws come to my house, and there's a detective, and they know me since I was a kid, right? They're like, Chucky, we know you ain't no rapist. I was like, he said, this guy's over here trying to tell us you just got out of prison, you're trying to rape him. I was like, does that sound right? He's like, it doesn't sound right. I was like, dude, I woke up and he was attacking me. That's what happened. And so anyway, she ended up testifying on my behalf, getting it all done, and yeah,
that's crazy because if she flips testimony and tries to like play some weird shit, like
she knew he was in the wrong. She was
so that's good.
So look, so come to find out, so I got the phone and I went and took it all to my brother's house, and my brother was looking through the phone and she was like, hey, this bitch has been doing this. So what they were doing is getting straight guys, and then she got off to watching him suck straight guys' dicks. And I was like, I don't get down like that. I never have and I never will. And like, I'm sorry. And you know what? I ran into that dude years later. I still see that dude. And the first time I seen him after about a year and his face was healing, and he saw me in the gym and he just went, and I was like, I told you, fool. I told you. I said, I told you.
Gave you a chance.
I said, you should have respected me the way I respected you. Yeah. I respected you like a friend. I would have done anything for you. But you fucking violated me. And I love me so much that people only do what you allow them to get away with. You know why people don't try shit with me? Because I don't give them a chance to.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm going to establish my boundaries very quick. I've never got off to belittling people. It doesn't make me feel good to belittle somebody. I have a great personality, but I don't belittle people. It doesn't, I'll crack jokes here and there, but I don't want to humiliate or belittle anybody ever. It doesn't make me feel good. I'd rather uplift people. I want people to feel good and believe in themselves. Like, why? If you don't believe in yourself, why the fuck are you around me? I only need people who believe in themselves around me. If you haven't been through shit in life and been able to get through it and live a vibrant hero life today, I don't give a fuck about victims. You can go be a victim somewhere else, because I'm not going to be here to watch you victimize yourself. You know?
God damn.
Like, fuck it, I don't have time for that, bro. I don't have enough emotional capacity to feel sorry for you.
Yeah. I got my own problems.
I got my own shit.
Yeah.
You know why I don't ask questions? Because I don't give a fuck if you don't want to tell me. Who cares?
Yeah.
If you don't want to share something with me, thank you. I got enough shit for myself.
I got a face that says, "Tell me all your fucking problems." I just got some face for
Bro,
it, I guess.
you know what I do? Because when women always want to hit me, like if my ladies hit me with problems, I start already giving solutions.
Yeah.
I don't even have time to consider this fucking problem.
Yeah.
But I have answers for you.
Yeah.
But do you want them?
Yeah, it's are you just talking to
Because
vent,
a lot of times they just want to vent.
And it's like, if you ain't gonna do anything about it, I hate that shit. It bothers me. It's like you can complain, but now let's get a course of action to change that.
Yeah, if you're not gonna do it, then why are we here?
Yeah, why are you telling me? Yeah.
Because now this the most unattractive thing of a female in the world is women who victimize themselves, and they do it all the time, dude. They put themselves in difficult situations, get bad results, and then act like it's somebody else's fault. No, it's kind of your fault, because a lot of times, see, women won't cheat per se like a man will, right? But a woman will keep safety nets everywhere.
Yeah, backup plans. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
It's just little safety nets everywhere. We, man, we ain't got safety nets. When we're in something, we're in it.
Yeah.
You know?
Throttle. Balls deep.
And like fucking that, it's been a blessing and it's been a curse, just like I told my son, because it's, being able to communicate with women has been I perfected it throughout years. You practice. I'll tell everybody, you practice on everybody. Just have a conversation with everybody. The more conversation you have, the more comfortable you get with communicating. The more and the better you communicate, the easier it is to either follow or dictate the scenario. Because closed mouths will never be fed. If you don't say, "Hey man, I'm fucking hungry," nobody will know to give you food.
Damn, dude. This fucking podcast got deep, bro. I like this.
This has been fun.
This is good, man. Yeah, we're about 1:40. That's longer than I've ever done a podcast, to be honest. But
no shit. And I feel like I'm like,
man,
bro. And I could run, but we can cut it off and bring it back another day, or we can keep running.
More. I got another guy coming. I kind of want you to meet him.
Yeah.
He's supposed to be here. He's a Mexican artist out of San Antonio. His name's Zeus.
Okay.
He redid "Hey Baby, ¿Qué pasó?" But I'm gonna show you his video.
You know what? So that was Freddie Fender, right?
Yeah.
So my grandfather taught Freddie Fender how to play the guitar in San Benito.
Really?
Yeah. Dude, I didn't be able to get into it. So through Ancestry.com, I just found out that, so my 12th grandfather back he reported directly to the King of Spain and was really good friends with him. And he had a wife over here, and they had a daughter. So back then it was like blue blood, and so the daughter was married to a young man. Well, the daughter's husband and my 12 grandfather back's wife had an affair. So he killed his wife with a sword, and so the King of Spain didn't want. He was like, "Fuck, how are we gonna get you out of this?" He was like, "Well, there's no law that says you can't kill your wife for cheating on you." So he proved adultery, and so he validated the murder through adultery. So what he did is he gave him more property, and then at that point, he established Nuevo Laredo. Monterrey, Mexico. And he also became the governor, and a bunch of bullshit. They gave him he came up even further after that.
Fuck yeah, dude. That's your 12th back granddaddy?
Yeah. And and then my grandmother is her great great grandmother was Geronimo's daughter, which off of the Apache. So I think we're Lupan Apache, if I'm not mistaken. I could be corrected. I'm not sure all the details because I haven't had mine done yet. But my aunt just got inaugurated into the Apache tribe out of California. My mom and my sister are about to do it. I want to say out of South Carolina. And once they do that, I'll already be shoot in because brother, sister, I'm the oldest brother, you know. I won't have to go through the ancestry.com. I kind of don't want my DNA out there. You know, I remember praying to God, you know, because, dude, we were, like, when I watched, like, all these documentaries of, like, El Chapo and all them, I literally was in the middle of all of that and didn't even realize it.
No shit.
Yeah, like, fucking in the middle of all of it. And I remember going and being able to buy grenades for, like, $25, getting RPGs, could get anything I wanted at that time.
No shit.
Yeah. And I haven't been back to Mexico since I got out of prison. I just didn't want to. Man, I made covenant with God, man, that I wouldn't go back to doing what I was doing before and, you know, just keep me protected. Allow me to live a life.
Yeah.
You know, and I won't, you know, and that's why, dude, when I first got home, I'd run up to old white ladies unloading their groceries just to help them. They were like, ooh, you know, I was like, no, I just want to help you, you know. I just want to help everybody, bro. Like, I literally, because I did 2.5 years in SEG, when I caught that case in prison that I went to trial for it once I got home, got 10 years probated sentence. They were trying to give me 12 more years in prison. I was like, dude, I almost killed 2 guys and you gave me half of that, you know? Like, what the fuck? So, you know, dude, I remember going to trial and I felt like my heart was beating like that. And I remember the judge said, well, you sold it. Now let's see if you can pull this off. And gave me 10 years. And, man, they violated me in my last 3 months. No new cases, nothing, no trouble. Just little dirty UAs for marijuana, which I now can legally intake.
Damn.
You know? And fucking, yeah, state of Texas is crazy, bro. No. Do you know the most genocided of all of humanity, what genocided culture of all of humanity is?
What?
If you had to guess, what would you say?
Like, had it done to them?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Native Americans.
Yeah.
They're eradicated, at least.
Yeah, no, I mean, because and then the United States doesn't ever talk about it because then they would have to admit that they've genocided more people than Genghis Khan and Hitler together did.
Yeah, they wiped out an entire culture of people, pretty much, and then they justified it by giving them land, but put them on the worst types of land that they weren't indigenous to.
And then when they found oil, took that from them.
Yeah, they fucked them even harder.
Bro, like, it's just, bro, if you want to know how corrupt your society is, just count how many rules you have. The more rules you have, the more corrupt it is.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
Because it was the people in power who make the laws, who create the laws. So they break the law, then create the law so that nobody else can break it.
Yeah.
You know? And, you know, we lack accountability today, and we lack true leadership. Like, none of our, and you know what? I'm pro Trump. Do I agree with everything he does, and do I think he's the best human being in the world? Absolutely not. But he knows how to monopolize the United States a lot better than anybody on the platform.
He runs it as a business,
and as you should.
Pride in it.
And if you're gonna do that, at least he's being honest about that.
Yeah, and the thing about a lot of those politicians, they all are bought. But like Trump came in with money, and like a man that has money only wants more power. But like he's using his power not to position himself better with power. He's doing it because now he's got this ego thing where he's like, I'm going to turn America around. I'd rather have an egotistical driven leader than a goddamn a power of position to
big facts.
Yeah,
you know what I'm talking about? And you know what? And in all honesty, if we really wanted or really were going to get that kind of change, we would need somebody educated that comes from the true working class to be able to communicate, because these politicians they don't understand what the working class people are going through.
Same thing like we said with the rappers. They walk around in that fallacy of like, you don't know what it's like to fucking clock in 9 to 5 and have to work on the weekends, motherfucker.
Yep. Those. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah.
Well, look, dude. This is probably one of the best podcasts I've ever had.
No, I enjoyed every bit of it,
I'm gonna
bro.
have a fuck ton of clips cut up. They'll probably come out in about 2 or 3 weeks. Is there anything you want to plug, pitch?
Oh yeah.
Where
hold
can
on,
everybody
let me look
find
at it
you?
real quick.
I know you were talking about the cat. What is it? The Bulls and Lax out there.
Yep.
For Mexican OT Heritage Day in Bay City, right?
Yep. February 7th.
February 7th. Yeah, also check out our sponsor, Blue Chew. Promo code Uncle, get a free month subscription. My bookie, we're also doing a little gambling and stuff like that. You can use promo code Uncle. They're gonna match your deposit 100%. So yeah, come on with it. What you
Yes. So my handle on my IG is Fitness TCB Coach C. If you ever got any nutritional questions, any fitness questions, I do everything from diet to fitness to fight, and I really change lives for a living.
Hell yeah.
As a coach, my heartbreak was believing in people more than they believe in themselves, man. So I encourage every human being out there to find a reason to believe in yourself. If you're constantly patting somebody else on their back, you need to start finding reasons for people to pat you on your back. And if you're not getting those pats on your back, you're not making enough effort in your life. Fuck what everybody else is doing around you. If you're not making maximum effort in your life, you're always going to fall short. You know?
My man.
Bulls and Lex, February 7th, the official that Mexican OT Day. It's going to be my son. I know Braxton Keith, Paul Wall, who knows, Drody, I'm sure will be there, TB Robbie, and I'm sure a lot more because everybody wants to be a part of this.
Yeah,
it's going to be an
Are
amazing
there
day.
tickets available? Where do they go? Or is it not on sale yet?
Probably not on sale yet.
Okay.
It's not till February 7th, so we still got 6 months.
Yeah, is it gonna be at the fairgrounds in Bay City?
Fairgrounds in Bay City. It's gonna be it'll be like a carnival for the kids, concert, and the bull riding. And so we're pretty plugged in with the bull riding.
Yeah, I love them. I just did their thing. It's fucking amazing.
Yeah, dude, I was there on Friday night. You went on Saturday.
Yeah.
I was supposed to go again on Saturday, but my boy had his daughter's quinceañera.
Yeah.
And
God, I ain't been to a good quinceañera in a while.
Dude, that is probably one of the best ones
you've ever been to.
Yeah. But you know what? When I was a kid, the quinceañeras we were going to, like Selena would be playing for us.
That's wild.
Like it was even before she was blown up because all in that area. She grew up in Freeport and Brazoria.
Moved everywhere.
So every weekend there was something going on. So either they were performing. I remember because this is before Tejano music was big.
Yeah.
So I was in the middle of all of it because my parents were huge dancers, man. I remember watching my parents glide around the rooms.
I danced in like 16 quinceañeras. I know the merengue. I was getting down. I was the only white boy in that motherfucker.
Yeah, no, they're really a blast, man. And then it's just nothing but families coming out, being supportive, and just having a good time, bro.
That's it, baby. Well, listen, thank y'all for tuning in for another episode of Drunk Uncle. Find me out on tour. Look up Uncle Lazer. Like, subscribe, tell a friend, be a friend, and make sure to get your cat spaded or neutered. Shout out Bob Barker.
Love you, baby.
Oh, man.